Yeah, I'm guessing we're on full speed here. We are live. It is early in the morning Pacific time, and I just wanted to show you something. I finished up yesterday talking about grading. So this puzzle that it's about to be completed here is a simple one. We'll do a simple one for today as well. But anyway, this is an example of the puzzle where it's at right now. So if we were doing this on paper, on the right-hand side, let's see here. Let me switch hands. So this is left-handed Sudoku for a right-hander. All right. So you'll notice on this row I have a check mark because it is completed. You'll notice on this row I have a check mark because it is completed. On these two columns there are check marks because they are completed. On these three boxes, the top left, the left, and the bottom right, there's a little mark because they've all been successfully completed with the numbers 1 through 9. You'll notice that, let's go to number 7. Number 7 has a line through it, and number 4, all the number 4s are accounted for. So here's how we would go with the number 4s. Number 4 here is in the middle with regard to this row. Number 4 is on the bottom, therefore number 4 needs to be on the top. With regard to the middle row, number 4 is here. Number 4 is here, therefore number 4 needs to be in the middle, which it is. With regard to this bottom row, number 4 is here on the bottom, number 4 is in the middle, therefore number 4 is on the top. So then we put a line laterally next to it. Now let's go from right to left as far as columns. So on the right column, number 4 is in the middle, number 4 is on the left, therefore number 4 must be on the right, which it is. The middle column, number 4 is on the left, number 4 is in the middle, therefore number 4 needs to be on the right, which it is. On the left column, number 4 is on the bottom, is on the right. Number 4's on the left, therefore number 4 needs to be in the middle. So now we would amend this because we've checked it for rows, and now we've checked it for vertical, for columns. So then we just cross through it this way. Now, because the number 1 is the way it is, okay, I only went laterally. I only went with regard to rows. And you have to do ones first. 1, 1, and 1. As far as the middle row, okay, 1 is on the bottom, 1 is in the middle, therefore 1 needs to be on the top. And as far as the bottom row, 1 is in the middle, 1 is on the top, therefore 1 needs to be on the bottom. I'll show you why we haven't completed that. So now what we've done is shown you the puzzle all completed except for one final number. That one right there. And you see that the 3, now notice that the 1 is still not completed. Okay, so the 3, so now we're going to fill in the 3. The 3 now means several things. It means that this column is complete. There'll be a check mark that I'll add now. It means that this row is complete. There'll be a check mark that I add. And I'll put a dot here in the top right-hand corner, meaning that box is complete. So let me do those 3 things for now. Okay, so I've completed the box, I've completed that column, and I've check marked that row. By the way, these little marks are just my separators. 3, 3, 3, 9, 3, 3, 3. All of them are complete. All the boxes have marks on the top right-hand corner of all 9 boxes. They're all complete. Now the 3. Okay, remember, we always go rows first. Top row, 3's on the bottom, 3's on the top, therefore 3 needs to be in the middle, which it is. Middle row, 3's on the top, 3's in the middle, therefore 3 needs to be on the bottom, which it is. Let's go from right to left. 3's on the top, 3's in the middle, therefore 3 needs to be on the bottom, which it is. So the number 3, we've accounted for it as far as rows. So we put a simple line through it. Remember, this is redundancy. But if you grade these when completed, it'll be amazing how much you'll learn, especially for a young person or an older person that you're trying to get in the habit of doing these 2-4 times a week, maybe even daily. You don't want to become addicted, though. All right, so now we're going to go for, let's work towards the number from right to left. So as far as the right-hand column, right-hand column, 3's on the right, 3's in the middle, therefore 3 needs to be on the left. 3's on the right, and as far as the middle column is concerned, 3's on the right, 3's on the left, therefore 3 needs to be in the middle, which it is. Okay, and as far as the left-hand column, 3's in the middle, 3's on the right, therefore 3 needs to be on the left. So now that's completed. Let me squiggle it out. All right, now, number 1, we've already accounted for it laterally. Let's go from right to left. Let's work towards the number. Okay, 1's in the middle as far as the right column is concerned. 1's in the middle, 1's on the left, therefore 1 needs to be on the right. As far as the middle column is concerned, 1's in the middle, 1's on the right, 1 needs to be on the left, which it is. Left-hand column, 1's on the left, 1's in the middle, 1's on the right, 1 is complete. And I simply circle it. So it is done. So now let's complete this puzzle. This one has been corrected and completed. Now let's complete this one here, again, left-handed. So we're down to the 8 has only 2 remaining. Let's see if we can solve for it, which we should be able to. All of these have very few numbers, 3's, everything else that's still left on the board. So we go 8, 8, 8 is solved for here. 8, maybe this will be difficult, I don't know. 8 here, cancels all of those, 8. So this needs to be an 8. All right, so now 8 cancels the top, 8 cancels the bottom. That only leaves 1 8 here, and we're done with 8's. Okay, let's work from 9. So let's see, 9, so in the middle here, 9's accounted for. Okay, so 9. 9 cancels that one. So let's see, there's only a 9 left there. So we got 9 here on the left, 9 in the middle as far as this middle row is concerned. 9's in the middle, 9's on the top, so 9 needs to be on the bottom. Okay, we don't have that yet, but that 9 canceled that, so therefore this, it worked. 9, so 9, so now the 9 goes here. Okay, and so 9's are done. Let's go to 6's. Okay, let's go, I'll do 6. That 6 is there. Let's see, 6, 6, this 6 is here. Let's go up the middle, 6, 6, and 6. 6 is here. 6 is done. 5's. Okay, 5, 5, and this is a 5. Okay, not bad. I'm getting better with my left hand. 5, 5, and 5. And we got 1 5 remaining, 5, 5, and right there. Okay, now we're to 3's. 3. 3, and right there. 3. Okay, 3, 3, 3. Let's see here. 3, this is missing a 3. Only thing missing, this is missing a 3. Down to 1, 3. And now we're down to 2. So all there are is 2's. So if you want to be quick, which I do with this one, we're just going to complete the puzzle 2 and 2, and we get the deal. So now let's go with another new one for today. I hope everybody's well. I got a great statement. Today is a special, 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 special day. Okay, I hope it gave us a simple one. Yes, it did. Okay, I guess when it says new game, it goes off what the game was yesterday, which was a simple game, our first video that really was live and was serious and was for real. All right away they give us 1 as a 5, so we ought to be able to find the 5 that's missing. There it is. There's no 5 here, so we have a 5 here, a 5 here, and you see 5 and 5 on the top, so the 5 needs to be here. Can't be here because of this one, so therefore 5. Top right, center, cell. All right, so now let's see. What's the next smallest one? We got 3s, so let's start backwards. 7s. We got 7, 3s, and 2s have 3 remaining. So 7, let's go on this far right, this right-hand column. So we have a 7 and a 7. Oh, we don't have enough information. Let's do a quick note so you see how to do that. If you're doing this handwritten, you could make a little note. You can come up with your system of where to put them within the boxes. That way you can use pens, actually. You don't need to use pencils when you're doing this. All right. So now let's look at this. 7, this 7 here cancels out these 2. But look at, there's a 7 here, there's a 7 here, and there's only 1 box left, so it has to be a 7. Or 1 cell. I keep saying boxes, I mean cells. So, okay, these are boxes. Everybody knows that. Come on. Who's kidding who? Oh, hey, 7. So 7's there. If you want to learn how to do Sudoku, this is fun time to spend. It's super early in the morning. It's a live stream, but I doubt anybody's ever on it. But if you are, then we may say some silly things, and regardless, have some fun. So look at here. Here's a good learning thing. I just saw this 9. This 9 stuck out. So this 9 cancels out this, all right? So we know 9 has to be here, okay? Has to be here. We don't know where right now. It has to be in one of these 2 we see because of that 9. But here's the point. 9 has to be here. Look at down here. There's a blank one. So this has to be a 9. This 9 cancels out these 2. But in this bottom left-hand box, okay, bottom left box, all right, the 9 is going to be somewhere in here, so therefore it cannot be there, cannot be there, so it has to be here. Hope that makes sense. All right, so now let's look at this. 9 cancels out that, but we don't have. So let's see here. So 9, we're going to put notes here with regard to 9s. Put a 9 there, a 9 there. Now, over here on this right column, that 9 tells us that one of these 2 has to be a 9. But we don't know which. We don't have enough information. Remember, the only tip you need, never guess. Never, ever, ever, ever guess. So this 9 can be any one of these 3. Whenever there's a possibility of 3, I never make a note. I only make a note with a maximum of 2. I never make notes for regardless in what dimension for anything more than 2. So if it can be more than 2, I don't make notes at all. So here we go. Now here's a way to look at it. So we got 9, 8 is missing. Okay, number 1, do we have it? Yeah, 8's missing, so 8 has to be here. Oops. Take it off a note. 8 has to be there. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 is missing. Okay, let's see if we have enough information here. 2 with regard to this row, top row. 2, 2, therefore, this has to be 2. All right. Since we're on 2s, let's see if we can complete 2s. So the left-hand column, 2's in the middle, 2's on the right, 2 needs to be on the left. Oh, look at here. 2 cannot be there. Therefore, it has to be there. Okay, let's go on this bottom row. 2's on the top, 2's on the bottom, 2's in the middle. It's completed. Right hand column, 2's on the left, 2's in the middle, 2's on the right. Middle column, 2's on the middle, 2's on the left, 2's on the right. So 2's are done. Oh, look, 2's are done. All right. You know what? I noticed I should have done this first of all. Just my own little game within the game. 1 was given to us. I hate these puzzles. So 1 is given to us here. So let's attack 1s if we can. Maybe we won't be able to. Okay, 1s. So look at 1 goes across here, so this has to be a 1. Okay, so 1, 1, and we don't have enough information. So let's do this. 1 here. Come on. That was just being stubborn. All right, so 1 is here, 1 is here. We're not going to have as too many. Here's an example. Okay, this right-hand box, the right box. All right, 1 cancels that one. 1 cancels that one. But based on the information that we have, unless I'm wrong, no, 1 can be here, here, or here. Again, 1 can be here, here, or here. And because there's a possibility of 1 being there, in any 3, remember, we will not make a note in that box with regard to 1. We only do it if it's a maximum of 2. All right. So unfortunately, unless I'm missing something, we can't here. We can make notes here. With regard to this bottom row, 1 can be either here or here. 1 cannot be on the top. 1 cannot be in the middle with regard to this bottom left box. It can only be down here. All right. So we didn't get what we wanted to. We wanted to get rid of 1s. We want to attack those 1s as soon as we can because they took the middle one from us. We like to end with the middle one. Anywhere in the middle, the center middle row of cells, we'd like to put the 1 as the very last one to complete any puzzle whenever possible. But sometimes the game provides a 1 somewhere in this center middle row of cells, column of cells, column of cells, column of cells. I got to become more disciplined. It's that multitasking deal people talk about. Okay, let's attack 9s. Oh, we already tried there. Let's go with 8s. We like 8s. 8s are our favorite number. We can't. So 8 here with regard to this top right box. Let's see. 8s can be. You get a lot of these where they're split. There you go. You got 1 with the possibility of 1 on each side. Okay, 9, 8. Okay, so sometimes we only got 1 here on this very, very top row of cells. Okay, let's go with or with regard to the top row of cells. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4 is missing. So let's take this to live. 4 is missing. Notice there's a 4 there. Let's see if we got enough 4s to figure it out. No. So 4s are going to make up. So now we know that the bottom cells are going to be made up of, oops. I'm sorry. Wrong place. It's in this middle row. The middle row. So let's say 4 and 4. This is live. I wanted to make a point with regard to this top right box and the bottom row of 3 within that box. So we want to determine what the next number is that's missing. So we went with 9 and 8. We thought it was going to be 4, but that was messed up. 9 and 8. So let's go. Well, let's see if it could be 1. No, it could possibly be 1, but that could be a 1 as well. So that would be 3 possibility, which we wouldn't write down. Maybe we cannot determine it. Let's go with this middle row within the top box. Within the top row. So let's go, we know 1's missing, 2 and 3 are missing. Oh, this can't be 3, therefore this has to be 3, and therefore this has to be 1. Okay, so the point I was going to try to make is this. Now we can determine which of these 3 are made up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the missing number. So it's kind of bass-ackwards, and I know we know now, but we would say, okay, well, 9, 8, 7, 6, somewhere. Let's say we don't know where. 5, 4, 3, 2. Therefore, we could deduce that that would be 1. Now, we also know that's 1 based on that's the only one remaining to complete in that box. I hope that makes sense. Because you see 6 like the 8. Now, here's a critical thing. 6 and 8, now look at, they happen to be right here. So you know with the blank ones is they're configured this way. If you were making notes, 6 and 6. Now look, anytime there are pairs, and we'd know that 6 and 8, since they're missing, it either can be a 6 or it can be an 8. It either can be a 6 or it can be an 8 here. That in fact, even though, yes, technically either one of those can be 9s, pairs supersede. We don't know that. We know 9 and 9. So now it tells us, even though we didn't have the information theoretically, and we don't, well, we do. I'll show you how we do. But let's say if technically we don't have the information yet, then we'd know that's a 9. We'd know that could not be a 9 because pairs supersede. I hope that makes sense. So we take that there, and we make that a 9. Now here's how we know that this cannot be 6. That 6 right there, which is the only 6 right now in this middle row. So that 6 makes it, 6 can't be there, 6 can't be there. We don't know where yet, but we know 6 is either going to be here or here. It's going to be in one of those two. Therefore, that cannot be a 6. Therefore, this needs to be a 6, and this needs to be an 8. Okay? And since that's an 8, we know now that has to be an 8. And we would have known that from a variety of ways. Since we're on 8s, that has to be an 8 because of there and there. Okay, 8, 8, and we know that has to be an 8. And we're done with 8s now. Let's see if we have enough information for 1s. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't think so. I still don't think so. No, we don't. Darn it. Okay. So now let's work on this one because this will be a key to 1s. Okay, so what's missing? We know 1 can be either here or here. Let's go ahead and do notes just to show you that since you're possibly in the learning stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. 6. 6 is missing. Okay, we know one of these two has to be a 6. 7, 8, and 9. Okay, we know that one of these two has to be a 9. All right. So you see we have no pairs here. Because if we would have had pairs in two of them, it would have told us what the third one was. Kind of a deal here. Now let's complete this column of cells. Middle right column of cells. So it's a middle column we're talking about, and the right-hand grouping of cells, or the right-hand column of cells, and it's the number 6 that's missing. Oops. So now look, 6 could either be here or here. We know it cannot be there. The only possibility left is a 9, so that becomes a 9. And therefore, by deduction, that's a 1. Now, we might have enough information. These 1s are being stubborn on me. They usually are. Or they confuse with 7s. I have to be very careful. Oh, boy, no, we still don't have enough information. So let's make a note here. That's either a 1 or that's a 1. Okay. Let's attack this. We've got 4 remaining. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, this one's missing a 3. So 3, and let's see, oops, there's a 3. So that can't be a 3, so what do we know it is? We know it's a 1 if it can't be a 3, because the 3 is going to come right here. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 is what's missing. There's a 4, so therefore that has to be a 4, and that has to be a 9. Now look, 1, 1, this has to be a 1. Let's see if we can attack the 1s now. 1s on this bottom row are accounted for. In this middle row, 1s are accounted for, and of course the top row, 1s are accounted for. So 1s are done. All right, let's go with 6s. Let's get those out of the way. 6, and that 6 is there, and therefore this is a 6. So now all we do is 4, 4. So let me leave you with this great quote. You'll hear me say it a lot of times because it's massive. I think life is built on habits, and all of life is built on habits. The thing my players for many, many years have heard me say, the difference between successful people and failures is successful people get in the habit of doing those things that failures don't like to do. What are those things that failures don't like to do? If you're sitting there waiting to write them down, you don't need to write anything down. The things that failures don't like to do are the exact same things that successful people don't like to do. The difference is successful people get in the habit of doing them. And within that, and this is something I try to tell young people in particular, the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. Don't wait until tomorrow to form great habits for yourself. Have a great day. Thanks.